What's going on, everybody? Hope everyone's had a much better week compared to Saturday night. Brandon, how are you holding up, man? 42-point loss to Florida State. No consolation prize this year.
Well, I've been saying it's the worst, Miami team ever. You know what I mean? I've been saying that. Also been saying this team ain't got no pride. Besides a couple guys, this team ain't got no pride. We ain't got no want to. We ain't got no guys on the team that want to go to the next level and play. Like we want to go to the next. We don't want that free ticket to the NFL. First, second round draft pick. Well, they got to keep you for 3 years. We want to go to practice squad and make our way out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like this just ain't it, man. It ain't it. Like I have never looked at a game and said I don't like nothing on that team. Like seriously.
I like the punter.
Like this might be my first time, and it's the hardest thing in the world for me to say. But I'm being serious. I literally would take Florida State players at every position we got over the players we got, except safety. And that's a problem for me.
Where do you think it all went wrong?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know because Jake looked promising. But every interception Jake he throw to a team full of guys that don't got on our jerseys. I don't want to say it's him. I want to say it's coaching.
Let me check for the echo real quick. I think we're good now. Brandon, Jordan Travis only had 12 pass attempts and threw for 200 passing yards. DJ Ivy gets burned, doesn't get any support, any help from our Blades. Those are two guys in their 5th year of football in college.
Blades were playing safety that play, right?
Right. Blades was playing safety.
So that ain't on DJ Ivy.
Right, correct.
DJ Ivy had a safety over the top. I'm still echoing.
You're good now.
DJ Ivy had a safety over the top. So he did his job. The only way you could get a football team to play good is if everybody trusts each other. If I would have told Kelly Jennings, hey, play underneath. Don't worry about nothing over the top. Kelly would have did it without a hesitation. I don't care if we was in cover 3. If I would have told Kelly that, Kelly would have did it because he know I got him. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's no trust. That man trusted you to be back there. And the one time that DJ Ivy actually had him man to man, he got an interception. It's not just I'm saying, I keep telling you, this is why I say I don't like nothing on the team. This is why. Because no player on that team has been trustworthy. No coach on that team has had a good game plan. I have yet to see any of it. Like,
Brandon,
and I know. Hold on, let me finish this comment before I. And I know a lot of people is falling off the Mario bandwagon. They saying, Mario ain't the answer. He's not the one. What else I done heard? Should have got Lane Kiffin. All these other things. I could agree with some, um, but I do think when Mario get his guys in and we start to buy into the system that we're playing, we will be better. Um, and I do think within the next 4 years we'll be in the playoffs. I do. I 100% think that within the next 4 years we'll be in the playoffs. But I just think I don't personally think I could go through the growing pains like this to get there.
in my opinion, I think it's going to take 7 years to get to the college football playoffs. Brandon, 7 years. I think next year is going to be 6-6, 7-5. And there's a comment here that says it, Brandon. We're going to have to push out 30 players to the transfer portal. And we're going to have to take, kind of similar to what Mel Tucker did at Michigan State, bring in a bunch of players from the transfer portal and build off of that with a great recruiting class, which is what we're doing. This whole program a bunch of these players need to be pushed out. If Mario wants to bring in the players that he believes can win him at Miami, he's going to have to push a bunch of players out because, in my opinion, the best player on this team is Akeem Mesidor, and he came from West Virginia this past year from the transfer portal. It's consistently every year your best players come from the portal. Last year was Charleston Rambo. You're going to have to use the transfer portal before you get your personnel and recruiting wise to be successful, in my opinion.
I just don't see it. Like, who do you push out?
Well, I'll say this. You got Tyler
Because
Van Dyke, Jake Garcia. Someone's going to transfer there. We can start the quarterback position. Offensive line, I
but
mean,
see, this the problem. This the
Zion
problem.
hasn't played this year at all.
Huh?
Zion hasn't played at all this year.
This is the problem we have. This
Need
is
him?
the problem. This is the problem we have, right? These guys, you can't push guys out that ain't getting transfer offers.
Why not?
Like, you can't just go take a guy scholarship.
You can tell them though, like, hey, you're probably not going to get playing time this next year.
Yeah, you could tell them that, but it's got to be up to them to say, a lot of guys might say, you know what, man, let me show that I don't care who you bring in, I'm gonna still be the best guy at that position. Now you know what I mean? A lot of guys might have that attitude.
This present day mentality that we've seen with young players, you think that would bring a spark to their work ethic? Keyshawn Smith, he's out. It seems like he liked a picture of Mike Norvell coaching up a player on the sidelines, saying that's real coaching. Seems like there's been a feud with him and Coach Cristobal this year.
That's the truth. Like, see, and that's my problem with people. Like, he liked a picture where somebody was actually getting coached, something he ain't getting, and everybody get mad at him for actually wanting to be coached. I tell you this, and mark my words. If he leaves, he goes somewhere and be a star. Watch. Watch.
I think a role player. I think a
Watch.
receiver, contributor.
Watch. Mark my words. If he goes somewhere, I hope he don't transfer somewhere like Florida State.
No, he'll go to the West Coast. We got him late from Washington State when he was committed there. Manny guy, obviously.
That's number 5, right?
Yep, number 5, Keyshawn Smith. We used to use him at kick returns. He hasn't really seen the field at all this year as a wide receiver. We don't use him a lot.
Bro, like this, bro, it's just a lot of bad coaching out there, bro.
So Brandon, let me ask you a question. Mario Cristobal's press conference after they got blown out by Florida State states Josh Gaddis runs a great offense. It was reiterated by Will Mallory as well. With those comments, I think Josh Gaddis is coming back next season unless he wants to take another job somewhere else. Do you think this is Josh Gaddis' last year at Miami, or we'll see him next year with those comments said?
I hope the fuck so. Like, just being honest, I hope so. I hope Cristobal hold his nuts and say and go through. Like, if you just like, I don't understand how he say that he run a great offense. I don't understand it. But see, let me tell you, the reason so many Miami guys love Cristobal
Right.
is because Cristobal is so loyal to his people. Like, and we love that because we loyal to each other. So, like, we can't be mad at Cristobal for being loyal when he put his name on something. You know what I mean? That's just that's who he is. He's a loyal guy. So I wouldn't be shocked if he come back. I just hope that Mario grab onto his nuts and choke and say, get out. Hold on, big nuts, man. He gotta have big nuts on this, yo. Cause it ain't nothing in the world I seen that make me say Gaddis is had a great offensive coordinator. Nothing. We had one game where we scored 30 points.
Well,
And
Bethune
we've been
Cookman.
right, and we've been playing Bethune Cookman and FAMU. We scored 30 points in 2 games. Everybody else we played that was a D1 player, we didn't score over 21 points, 24 points. And that was against North Carolina. We didn't score over that. So you tell me what a great offense is. Are you trying to see this is what I don't like. I don't like when you try to take the blame and put it all on the players. See, that's what Cristobal is doing. Cristobal is saying, look, it's a great offense. Josh Gaddis running a great offense. The players, we just don't have the players to run it. That's what he's trying to get at.
Right. But let me ask you, Brandon, if we don't have the players to run it, before the season started, Josh Gaddis stated that Tyler Van Dyke was the best quarterback in the nation. He's only had one good game because we threw it 50 times against UNC with 500 passing yards. All the recruiters that are at Miami, Romello Brinson, Brashard Smith, Keyshawn Smith, they're probably fairly one of the fastest in the ACC. Xavier Restrepo's been injured. Kobe Young's been outstanding when he's played, very rarely this year in the minimal amount of games. So I think we have decent wide receivers. We have a good quarterback. Running back room is talented. It's been shown. It just hasn't. It's been awful this year. So what went wrong? The red zone offense has been atrocious. And I think that is on play calling specifically.
That's coaching. It's all coaching.
Play calling.
All of it. No, not just play calling. It's coaching. See, this is why I say it's coaching. Because even when we run the ball, we make mistakes. Like, we got down in the red zone against Florida State. We rolled the ball on the ground from the center. We got a false start. We threw the ball. We made all the passes was uncatchable. We ran the ball with fucking 3rd and 30. We ran the ball. Like, bruh, this is coaching. This is coaching. And then you got a defensive end that you can't block. Instead of doubling him and chipping him, you leave him over there so he can have a fucking field day. Like, that is coaching. That ain't fucking the players. Like, if that's like if I'm covering you, Paul, and you killing me, and I tell my coach, hey, look, man, he killing me, man. You
Right.
see, he killing me. If I see him, if I see that, you gotta give him help. Period. Especially unless you got somebody else that could go in and do the job. If you ain't got nobody who could go else and do the job, you have to move and help him. That is all coaching.
I
The
love
play
that.
calling down there fucking sucks in the red area. It fucking sucks.
Well, it's
Like
like 96 in the nation.
my point.
Yeah.
My point. Like we fucking suck. Period.
I love it, man. Brandon, we need that fire from this
We got
football
it.
team. We don't have it. We don't have anything. We got guys putting their head down. You're playing Florida State. This is it. This is your Super Bowl this season. We lose by 42 points. Brandon, I think this team needs some Clary Gen Z. We'll be right back. Tired of the anxiety, crashes, and jitters while taking Adderall? Then you got to try Clary Gen Z. It is the new, safest, all natural formula to increase, maintain, and restore energy levels on demand within just 30 minutes. You're going to be able to protect against memory decline, reduce overwhelming anxiety, boost energy levels without crashing, and elevate mood and drive. It is 100% vegan, organic. It has been seen on NBC News, Fox Business, USA Today, Clary Gen Z. It's the right alternative to focus at work, school, and in life. You got to try it. The link is in the description below. Got to try out Clary Gen Z. All right, we are back. Well, Brandon, what I want to talk to you about Clary Gen Z real quick. Anyone interested? I've taken my free sample. It's amazing. I'm gonna go get some more. I'm not big into Adderall. I don't know if you've ever taken Adderall, but why is Clary Gen Z the best natural solution out there to focus more?
Uh well, you actually said it. You know, why is the best thing out there? You actually said it. See, I have took Adderall before. I don't take Adderall 1,000 times. But what I didn't like about Adderall is the lingering effects. You know, once you wake up, once you finally do go to sleep and wake up, you know what I mean, how your body feels, and the trouble I had going to sleep. All of them was problems for me. You know what I mean? And um with clarity, what it is, clarity V,
Clary Gen Z.
Clary Gen Z. I can't say that shit, man. Uh, with that, I don't have them effects on me. Like I literally take it, you know, like twice a day.
Are you allowed? Do you think? Are you allowed to take Adderall in the NFL, or is
No,
that a banned? Okay,
no, it's
even if
bad.
prescribed.
You have to have it prescribed, but it have to be prescribed before you get into the league.
Oh, interesting.
But Claritin G is all natural. You know what I mean? It ain't no enhancer. It ain't no, you know what I mean? You ain't cheating on nothing. So I have no idea why that'd be, you know. Right now it's not. So, you know, do it before they do it before they rob you, my fellas. Listen, if you play in the league right now, get on this. And then when you get your money and they start saying this is banned now, then get off of it. You know what I'm talking about? Go get
I
your
think
money, boy.
I think Clary Gen Z needs to do an NIL bill with some of the players on the team. That would be great.
What
The
player
good players,
on
not
what
like
team?
on the Hurricanes, like the punter Lou Headley. He's our
Oh,
best player.
I can say that's about it. I'm,
so
I'm still salty about all this, man.
so Brandon, the whole season, we lost. We didn't lose to Florida State. We got our asses kicked. The whole season has been no identity on offense. It's completely been dead. This program, all the momentum with Mario is gone. The honeymoon is over. Where do we go from here? How do we get this fixed going into next year? We can talk recruiting all we want, but guess what? Those players aren't going to be instant impact players year one. Maybe one or two, Cormani McLean, hopefully. But most of those players are not going to make an instant impact. I'm sorry. It never happens. It's never happened at Miami for the entire class to be instant impact starters.
I, I don't know. I think we just might, man. I think we just might. I think we just might. I think we just might have a class where, you know, 4 5 guys come in and be instant impacts. You know what I mean? I think we just might. You know what I mean? So I can't say. Listen, I'm not saying we don't need to get in the transfer portal. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, uh, no, we have to rely on some of these guys coming. And don't get me wrong. Listen, let's hold on. Let me rewind because I just read one of these comments. Let's rewind. Listen, I'm not blaming everything on the coaches. I'm not. So apparently, I think y'all came in the middle and not the question part with the question. But what I was saying was when Mario Cristobal said Gaddis runs a great offense, that means he's throwing it all on the players. And what I was saying was the players is not the only reason that our offense fucking sucks. Like we suck on not the players are soft. They take no responsibility. They have no pride. Yes, but the coaches is also a problem. That's why I went with this. So y'all stop taking my words and trying to mix them up, bro, and trying to make me seem like I'm saying something that I'm not. You know what I mean? So if y'all gonna listen, man, listen to me. Don't take a little bit of what I say. Listen to all that I'm saying. You see what I'm saying?
What's the alumni saying about this? I know you guys talk. No one's blind.
Everybody
Everyone
keep
sees what's on the field.
everybody keeps saying the same thing.
Is
Everybody
there
keeps
one
saying the
coach
same
they
thing.
want to leave?
Nah, man. What we all saying is you got to give him time, man. You can't there ain't nobody expect him to come in and go, be great. Ain't nobody expect that. You
The
know what I
only
mean?
thing,
We did expect him to come in and do better than what he's doing,
right, right.
but we didn't expect him to come in and win anything. So we got to give him time, and that's all us feel like that.
The only thing that worries me from this year, and I said this before, how do other first year coaches, for example, Duke, Mike Elko, it's his first year there, he beats us by 24. Notre Dame's head coach, Marcus Freeman, he beats Clemson by 28. Brian Kelly at LSU beats Alabama. Why can't we just have a game, though, where we actually show up and we win against an opponent that's better than us, or we're just competitive? Why for the Miami Hurricanes this year, literally the team gave up?
Cause we got soft ass players and scary ass coaches. Like everybody want this shit to be. I'm sorry for doing all this cussing, man, but I've been mad ever since Saturday. You know what I'm saying? I've been mad ever since Saturday. Listen, everybody want this to be rocket science. It ain't. It ain't. Like honestly, to be honest with you, I don't think Coach Cristobal put much into it at all. Like I think he kind of knew, like, all right, look, we got to get through this year. You know what I mean? We ain't got the talent. Like we got to get through this year, y'all. Like let's just get through this year. Chop it up and then let's start new. Like, and I think that's his goal. Like I don't even think he's in the really like, all right, man, this game plan got to be this. Because you could tell by the game plan that the game plans ain't been no, oh my God, that was a great game plan. We ain't had no great game plan.
No, we did not.
Like,
It
and
just
that's what I was excited about when Coach Cristobal came. I was saying, all right, look, at least I know our players gonna be ready. They're gonna be coached well, and we're gonna have a great game plan.
Hey, Brandon, what were you thinking on that play when we dropped back? I think it was the defensive tackle. The running back, I think he pulled a wheel route, and we dropped back the DT to cover the running back, and it was just ugly.
It was a blitz. It should have well. First off, they should have never been able to run a wheel route on a blitz. Like that's awful. that's offered by the players itself. Like, isn't you should never be able to run and complete a wheel route on a blitz, especially out the backfield. Like, that's not on coaching. That's on players.
Why do we have a D tackle cover the running back?
Because the running back's supposed to have to stay in and block.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's a lot of plays like that where, the DN or a D tackle drop back in space and all he got is the shot of the running back because the running back's supposed to stay in and block. So basically he'll be like an extra rusher at the end. But if you ever quick release your running back, then, that's the flaw of the defense. Like, it's a bunch of defenses like that. Like, we used to run one where Big V dropped back and mirrored the running back, but it was an all-out blitz. You know what I mean? It's like Big V was on the line. He drew the center or the guard. He drew one of them, and that way now you got 6 blitzers on 4 guys. It's like that's what. So now the running back got to stay in and block. You see what I'm saying? Like, when you got that,
Right.
then that's where. That's where the play come in at.
Damn. It's if you would have told me, I don't think Canes fans are. If Miami would have lost by 10, I think it would be understandable. Just the 42-point loss I think that's where everyone just loses it.
Man, you remember the first game of the year
Against Bethune-Cookman?
Right.
Yep.
And I said, man, listen. I said, man, listen. I said, bro, we're going to have a problem with Florida State because it's one thing we can't do and one thing they can do. You said, what, Brandon? I said, stop the run. I said, we can't stop the run, and they can run it. They average like 9 yards a carry.
228 yards on the ground.
He had 2 passes over 60 yards.
10 out of 12 as well.
Right. But if you take away them 2 passes, then he have 90 yards passing. You know what I mean?
Right. But that's football, though.
Like, they threw the ball 12 times, ran it 50. Like, bruh, like, what do you want us to do?
It's funny. We tend to, on defense, we give up a lot of big plays as a unit. Middle Tennessee State, we gave up 5 passes for over 60 yards.
Mistakes.
Do you think as well, is that when we fall back to man coverage?
Our biggest mistakes happen when we got a too high safety look.
Okay.
When you got a safety that's supposed to be helping, like, don't get me wrong, one of the passes against Middle Tennessee State was just, man, I beat you, you beat me. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we don't just get beat sometimes. But what I'm saying is, it's a lot of times our safeties get locked in on seeing something that ain't there, and they get beat over the top. That's a lot. That happened a lot. You know what I mean? Like, it's coaching, man. I don't see no other way to put it. It's coaching. Like, how do you not see that?
Do you think, for example, do you think we just don't have the personnel? Like, the defensive coordinator is like, look, like, I just don't have the personnel to give them another look. Cornerbacks,
I think
safeties,
I think even if we did have the personnel, like with the game plans we running, we still wouldn't be very good. Like, because our game plans is not that. And I just seen this. It says Gaddis is not the problem. John wrote Gaddis is not the problem, bruh. Yeah, some of us just need to stick to watching. You know what I mean? Don't comment no more, man. Just watch. Because if you don't think Gaddis is a problem, then you definitely ain't been watching the Miami Hurricane. You couldn't have been. Couldn't have been.
I was about to say something. Brandon, have you I want to get Canes fans excited about the number 2 player in the nation who committed to Miami, Cormani McLean. He's playing cornerback, receiver in high school. He can do it all. He's an hour away in Lakeland from Apopka. Have you been able to see him play, watch his film? What do you think? Because he needs to be an instant impact player. Like he needs to be on the field from day one. He's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
number 2 player in the nation.
yeah. I done seen him. I done seen him like 3 times. You know, I've been watching him for like 2, 3 years though. I actually thought he was gonna go to Alabama. You know what I mean? So just being honest, I thought he was gonna go to Alabama. But yeah, he the truth. I like him a lot. You know what I mean? And he got the attitude that I love. You know what I mean, he got that, I'm the shit attitude, and I love it. Like, show me. You know what I mean? I love that. So, you know. But the problem ain't listen, when he come in and he get with Cam Kitchens and all them other guys,
Right.
like who attitude gonna rub off on who? Like now, if Cam Kitchen attitude rub off on him, because Cam Kitchen to me actually looked like he cares. You know what I
Right.
mean? He actually looked like he cares, and I love the way Cam Kitchen plays. You know what I mean? But if he gets around, some of the other guys, like then we have to start like, saying, is are we sure this the guy we want? It is what it is.
Brandon, before I get to the James Williams conversation, because I want to talk about him, let's give the people some wings, wings, wings.
Wings, wings, wings. The best chicken wings outside of the Orlando area off of 452 North Park Avenue, owned by Miami Hurricanes football legend himself, Brandon Meriweather. If you love chicken wings, you're going to love Wings, 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 owned by the man himself, NFL veteran, Brandon Meriweather. Got to check it out. Once again, Wings, Wings, Wings off of 452 North Park Avenue in Apopka, Florida.
Brandon, where can the good people find wings, 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 man? I want to put Wingstop out of business. We got to make this a franchise, an
I,
enterprise run company.
I
Where
am.
can you find wings,
I,
wings,
I
wings?
am. I am. I am. I am. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it a franchise. Well, it's not gonna be a franchise. It's gonna be a partnery. You know what I mean? So instead of me being your boss, you know what I mean, it's gonna be more of a like partnership.
Makes sense. You got to open one in South Florida.
I am. I am. That'll be the next spot I open, because
All right.
the reason to come down there anyway. Uh, so who we was talking about?
I
Avant
want to talk
Williams or
about
the other
James. I
way?
want to talk about James Williams, number 0, 6'5", 5-star recruit coming out of high school. What's going on, man?
I I
What's
still
going on? What I want to pick your brain. Why does he lead with his shoulder every time for tackles?
because he's scared to get the foul. He's scared to get the head-to-head contact.
Why can't he just wrap up like every other football player?
Because most players are actually scared to wrap up, because that's how you tear biceps and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like that's just my thinking. Now don't that I'm just giving I'm just telling you what could be happening. I'm not saying that's actually what's happening. But I actually like him. I actually like him. I just think I think he plays off of his emotions. Like if you get him high and going, he'll be the best safety in the nation. But if you let him just chill and play, then he average safety. That's what he is.
I like him more closer to the box. I don't like him in coverage. Um, a lot of people say he can play well linebacker. Try him out there.
He could. He absolutely could.
You know,
He absolutely could. But y'all saying, you people be saying he don't like the tackles. If you put him at will, now he got to take on guards. Like like what are you gonna do? Like what's the answer to that?
why don't kind of like the striker position. Why don't you use him in like a special role? You know,
because
especially on third down, send him to blitz. You
that's
know,
not that's not the role that our D coordinator have. He don't have that. He don't have that
unless
person to do that.
well, if we go at times we do run a 4-2-5,
Yeah, but 5 is the nickel.
right? Which would be like basically like a striker nickel.
No, the striker, the nickel is the cover guy. Like we never run, or we'll run a dime. We'll run dime, and that's where you got 6 DBs. Like, and that's when he in the box. He in the box when we run dime.
Fair. Okay.
My thing is this is what I think 15 need to be enough all game. I know I heard he dumped in a box of bricks. That's what I heard. But I don't give a damn. And this is what coaching come in at again. If 15 got all the tools, but he just can't figure out the defense, then somebody got to put some extra effort in.
You said a few weeks ago because Avante, he hasn't been playing that much this year. He's really been special teams a lot. At times he'll get on the field. He doesn't know the playbook, right? That's what you thought was the reason why he's not seeing the field.
That's what I keep hearing.
So, in my opinion, I don't want to say this, but like if he doesn't know the playbook, we got to wait a whole nother season for him to maybe start eventually, play every game.
But see, this is something I know. Like I have never seen somebody who took a whole year to learn the playbook and actually learned the playbook. I have never seen it. Never. You know what I mean? We had a guy who John Madden said could have been one of the only players he ever seen in high school that could have went straight to the NFL with Willie Williams, and he couldn't learn the playbook, and we wouldn't play him. So, we literally let him do what he wanted to do one game when we played V-Tech. We let him do what he wanted to do, and coach just couldn't find a way to put him on the field. You know what I mean? And I think that's coaching. I think when you get a guy with this much talent, then you figure it out. You figure it out. Even if you got to meet with this man for 2 hours every day after practice, you get somebody to do it.
It's going to be interesting where he ends up next year, in my opinion. If he stays with the program, because it hasn't been pretty.
And this is what I keep trying to tell you about coaching. Like if I was on that staff and I was the DB coach, not even the D coordinator, I was the DB coach, I would have got one of the GAs and said, hey, look, I want you to meet with this dude. Damn, watching film after practice. Meet with this dude. And I want every day after practice, I want you to meet with him till he learn the playbook. Inside and out. I need him to learn the playbook. Inside and out. Right. That's what I would have did.
So we got a question from ETS, Brandon. What is more complex from a player perspective, offense or defense?
Both. Like you can't put a complex. You can't say one is more complex than the other because it all depends on the person. You know what I mean? Because I personally thought defenses was simple as hell. You know what I mean? And once you learn concepts, then you realize offenses are simple as hell. You know what I mean? Like people only run so many concepts. So if you figure out the concept, then you can figure out every offense.
But would you say if you play quarterback though, it's more complex?
No, because it's still the same. The only thing that's complex about for a quarterback is the play call. After the play call, it's still concepts. You know what I mean? It's still, flood routes, China routes. It's still concepts, regardless of how you want to look at it.
Brandon, would you want to start Nigel Kelly or Wesley Bassint the rest of the year? They're true freshmen. I think you should play all the freshmen. Looking forward to next year, in my opinion. So this season's over. I don't care if we make a bowl game or not.
This is what I think. All right. I think for one, you got to ask them. because some of these guys you got to protect their red shirt because if they could keep a red shirt, you kind of want them to keep it. And then you also have to let the guys that's actually playing that could leave this year, get a chance to shine so that they could leave. Like you don't want to put them guys in and then, you keep the guys that's playing and now they there for a whole nother year because they know they not gonna get picked up in the transfer portal. Like you want them to have draft status so that they can leave. So you have to be careful with stuff like that. But yeah, I actually think you should play all the freshmen. Like they should get a bunch of reps.
Which quarterback will start game one next season? I think that's a good question
I
because
think I think the rookie walk on. I mean, not the walk. The rookie coming in will be the starting first game.
Curry Brown.
Yeah,
I thought it was weird how he was actually getting a lot of early playing time against Florida State. We didn't see that before in past games. And then he played more than
no. I ain't talking about Brown.
Rashada.
I'm talking about Buddy, who we paid the $9 million to.
Jaden Rashada.
Yeah, him. That's who's gonna be starting first game.
All right. You think Tyler Van Dyke leaves after this year?
He had no choice.
I agree. I think it's sad how it ended, though. I thought it could have been a lot better.
But I still think if he go to the NFL, he end up better than he did in college.
Yeah. It's just sad. I really thought if with a good OC that just matches well, it could have been a lot better.
I agree.
Is Coach Steele over coaching?
You want me to answer that for real?
This is a question.
I don't think the motherfucker coaching at all. I think he go in with a game plan, and then when things get tough, his butthole get tight, and he start calling the same things all over and over again. I don't think he's coaching at all, really, to be honest.
Any other questions, Brandon? Anything that you wanted to talk about before we wrap it up?
All right, just to reiterate a little bit. Listen, I want everybody to understand that, I understand that I what I say what I believe, and I mean what I say. But by no means I hate Gaddis. By no means. I don't hate Gaddis. I don't hate Steele. I don't hate, any of them. By no means. I just honestly believe that the way that the players are performing shows that it's a lack of responsibility being took by coaching.
All right. What's the score prediction, Brandon?
Who we even play? I haven't even looked at. Honestly, bro, we play Clemson this week, right?
Next week we play Clemson. This week we're going to Atlanta. We're going to be playing Georgia Tech.
I don't like us to win another game this year, but I can't. I'm not gonna say that. You know what I mean? I just won't say that. But I don't like us at all in no game. And they got a running quarterback. No, I definitely don't like us. Oh, hell no.
Yeah, I don't know about this one. I think it's going to be the battle of the field goals. Whoever can make more field goals wins. Because we're not going in the end zone. We haven't scored a touchdown in 2 games. Like 10 quarters.
Hold on. Who is this Miami 21 Hurricanes? Who is this, man? Bro, what are you talking about? Brian Flores? Like you talking about the Dolphins? You talking about the Dolphins coach, right?
Yeah, the former head coach. He was with the Patriots as well.
Well, he do realize he took a 2-14 Miami team to the playoff the next year. Like what are you talking about?
I will say, I mean, Brian Flores was on defense, but I thought he should have had at least another year. I thought it was kind of weird they fired him.
They fired him because him and Tua was clashing. Like you
Oh, he
can't
didn't
clash.
like Tua. He didn't like Tua.
You know what I mean? You can't clash with Tua. You know what I mean? That's that because Tua ain't going nowhere for at least 4 5 years.
He's doing well this year. I think he's doing
Yeah,
well.
I like Tua a lot. I like him a lot.
He is doing well.
But my score prediction is 17-14 us.
All right. Oh, I was gonna say 14-10 or 13-10. Georgia Tech.
17-14 us.
All right. Hey, Brandon. Hopefully things get better so we can all be happy. You know, less depression rooting on the Miami Hurricanes.
I agree.
We'll appreciate it, everyone, and let's leave it with some Clary Gen Z.
All right, my guy. Y'all.
Tired of the anxiety, crashes, and jitters while taking Adderall? Then you got to try Clary Gen Z. It is the new, safest, all-natural formula to increase, maintain, and restore energy levels on demand within just 30 minutes. You're going to be able to protect against memory decline, reduce overwhelming anxiety, boost energy levels without crashing, and elevate mood and drive. It is 100% vegan, organic. It has been seen on NBC News, Fox Business, USA Today, Clary Gen Z. It's the right alternative to focus at work, school, and in life. You got to try it. The link is in the description below. Got to try out Clary Gen Z.